Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 7th episode of Hacking Success. I'll be your host today, and I'll be the only person in this video. The first time that I did this 7th episode, somehow the video got corrupted, and I need to take it again. And I will keep the subject as the same. The subject was, as you read on the title as well, about will be suffering. Like in our lives, obviously we suffer. We have to suffer. It's one of the main parts of our living, I would say. Like when you think about your past, of course there will be like some happy moments, but what improved you will be the times that you suffered, the times that you hated, the time that was hard. Of course, there's tons of fucking videos and people talking about this. You can find on the internet 10-second videos that will get you hyped up about suffering is good, okay, you need to suffer. Today, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something different. Today, I'm going to talk specifically about chosen suffering. It's not the same. There's unchosen and chosen ones. When I say chosen suffering, it's when you decide that you want to have that hard time, when you decide that you will do it even though you don't want to, let's say, the easiest example, even if you don't want to go to the gym, you will go because that's how you chose that way. That's your chosen suffering. And the unchosen ones are the ones that happen suddenly, in your life. Let's say, maybe not the easiest example, but a car crash, okay? Even if you don't have any medical injuries, etc., you will not have a car. Let's say you don't have a car right now. What you will do? It's not ideal. You can borrow one from a friend, blah 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 blah. Tons of not that good situations that you are going to go through. That's called suffering, but unchosen ones. You did not choose to have that car crash. It just happened. And since you did not prepare yourself to, in case it happens, you will go through that suffering. And that's the unchosen ones. So you might say, okay, how can you be so sure, or how can you prepare for a car crash? You cannot. But here's the thing. The chosen sufferings in which you decide to suffer in your life, let's say going to the gym, going for a run, it's actually more than just improving yourself. Let's see. It's more like creating an armor around your brain, around your mind. Because this is my thinking, but you can put this in your life, think about it. I think there's 3 parts in our thinking system. There's our mind talking, there's our body talking, and there's our soul talking. The 3 parts. And 2 parts don't want to do shit. The 2 parts in which is the mind and body, they don't want to do shit. They want to lay in the bed 24/7 because it would be the most optimum way of living. No energy wasting, always in full of dopamine. You could not live like that. I mean, in today's standards, maybe you could for, I don't know, a whole year, but the next year there's some bad things going to happen to you, especially economically. Okay, maybe your mother and father are looking after you today, but you don't know if they are going to be living tomorrow. That's the situation that you need to think as well. That's why when I say chosen and unchosen suffering, I don't mean it going to the gym or having a car crash. That's not what I specifically mean. Yok, teşekkürler. What I specifically mean is when you, let's say, Yeah, like I said, maybe your mother and father are looking after you right now, but you don't know if they are going to live tomorrow. So you need to go through a path that will lead you, that in case situation happens, you are not going to go through that unchosen suffering. You get what I mean, right? And even if that doesn't happen, you are still in a positive. Like, it's a 50-50 situation if that happens or not happens. You cannot take that risk. It's a risk that you are taking right now, every day. Like, you are going through fucking social media, scrolling all day. That's your risk. You could have worked on something that would, I don't know, make your, let's say, get your family in a better economical situation. Or maybe even better, a freedom, economical freedom, financially freedom. But you chose to go through social media, like rest a little, because you deserve it. Even though you don't, you think that you deserve it. Your brain says to itself that it deserves it. That's why when I say the brain and the body doesn't want to do shit, like let's say, if you were your body, okay, you wouldn't want to go to the gym because it hurts. You wouldn't want to go for a run. It hurts. It sucks. No one wants to. Same thing for the brain. Like what was the primary source of the brain? Was it sugar? I'm not sure 100%, but it's the same thing. The brain thinks to itself, okay, I need these kind of resources, and if it's more, it's better. So I shall not use them. It keeps itself minimal. And that's not ideal as well. But what your soul thinks is, I don't care about my body, I don't care about the brain, because even if the body is dead, even if you die, the soul will live on. So the soul doesn't give a fuck about your pain, your suffering, your thoughts, your feelings. So there will always be that voice in your head that will say to you, fucking go harder. Run one more mile or 1 more kilometer in our case. Or work for, I don't know, 1 more hour. But yeah, mostly you will not listen to it. To listen to it at the hard times, you need to listen to it at the easy times. Like, if you don't do the easy stuff as best as you can, you cannot expect yourself to do the hard stuff as hard as you can. It doesn't exist. Maybe you say to yourself, okay, I will start living a perfect life today. But yesterday you did not do anything about that perfect life. Let's say you need to work 6 hours for educational purposes. I don't care. If you did not work yesterday, even 1 minute, you cannot expect yourself to work 6 hours today and so on. You need to develop it. Like, that's why perfectionism leads to procrastination, because what a perfectionist people think is, okay, I need to work 6 hours a day, right? So from now on, I will work 6 hours a day every day. But that mostly doesn't work. Maybe 1 or 2 days, but after the third day, your brain will fuck up and all you can think is, I deserve it. I'm gonna rest today. Tomorrow I will start again. I will start that perfect life. But that doesn't exist. Like, if you want a perfect life, firstly you need to live so unperfectly. No, I cannot say unperfectly, but you need to live. You need to go through the zones of that perfectionism, like level 1, level 2, until you get to level 100. Then, if you want to rest a little, you will not go all the way to the back. You will go just 1 level down. You will not work maybe for you will work for 5 hours. I don't care. But that's mostly how it goes. You cannot expect you to start from the top, like tomorrow or today. So yeah, these are the things that I don't read, I don't watch. Like no one, I think, talks about these, but that these are the things that I experience in my life. Because even though let's say, some of you guys know me from these videos, some of you guys know me from school, some of you guys know me that from my gym ethics, I don't know, but maybe if you look through my life and say, oh yeah, this guy lives perfectly, or he has no issues. No, I have fucking issues. I do have fucking problems. My mind is fucking with me all the time. And it's fucking with you all the time as well, your body and mind. It will. The best way to counter it is to listen to your soul all the time. All the time. Your soul will not say the thing that will not matter the most. There will always be that voice in your head. You probably know it. It will not just disappear. Every person has it. Like even for 1%, I talked about this. If you don't listen to that voice for a long time, it will decay as the volume. Like maybe for some time you will not even realize that it's there. But if you try to find it, that's how the unchosen suffering leads you to find that voice. Because in order to get out of that unchosen suffering, you need to listen to your soul. That's the best way to get out of it. That's the most optimum way to get out of it. Your brain will hurt. You will not sleep maybe. That's not what the body and brain wants. But that's what it needs to be done. So that's why your soul will always tell you the best way to be a better version of yourself, basically. So yeah, that kind of armor will always be needed in your life. Even if you don't know. I think it was David Goggins that said, I know how quick life can take shit from you, so I always prepare my mind for the next chapter. That's the whole ideology of this episode. You cannot just sit around and wait for the things to happen to get ready for it. You cannot dig. What was the thing? I forgot the pronunciation of it. I think it was a Japanese saying. I don't remember, but in English it goes something like, you cannot, like, the time that you want water, like, to drink, is not the best time to build a well. Like, you know that you are going to need to drink water, right? So you need to build the well now. So after, I don't know, 6 hours, 12 hours later, you will have that water. But if you try to build the well, the second that you need water, it will not be there. It will not be there at the time that you need it. That's basically the thinking behind this episode. Actually, let me find the correct thing. Japanese saying, water, well, yeah, I did not. I don't know. There is not on the internet. Anyways, but yeah, that's basically the idea. You cannot wait for it to come around. It will eventually. Like, you're in an ideal situation, your mother and dad will die before you. You are still a student from, like, their living. You're still a student. You're learning from them. But you need to be ready to be the teacher. You need to be ready to live a life without them. That's the best case scenario like you can live on. You cannot take that chance. That's too much of a risk. As I said, 50%. They either do or do not. That car crash might happen or might not. So are you willing to take that risk? Because it looks like it. Like, actions speak louder than words. And it's too fucking quiet. It's too fucking quiet. I've been running this whole track. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a whole fucking track here. It's 1.3 kilometers or something. I've been running all around this 8 times, 9 times, like turning around it. I have not seen a fucking soul. Some people, like mostly old ones, go too early, like fucking 8 a.m., 6 a.m. I don't have that much time. I go around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. because the sun about to go down, you know. The sun is not up into my head. I don't want to get sunburn everywhere. But I have not seen a single soul. Everyone fucking looks at me like I'm fucking... What the fuck is this guy doing? Like, it's too fucking hot. The humidity is too fucking much. What the fuck are you doing? Because you're not doing it. You're not here. I thought, you know, there's no one running. So I might as well be the only person. Because you are not. It's because you are not that I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Everyone looks at me like I'm fucking crazy. But I would rather run this fucking about 1 mile track than to suffer that I have too much weight, too much fat, blah 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 blah. That's the unchosen suffering, yeah. Even though it's... You can say it's a chosen suffering as well, but it's like a consequences of the chosen thing. I cannot just only say that it's an unchosen situation. But yeah, people look at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like, oh, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, one time I got too tired after 4 times going around the track, and I laid down, and there was a group of, I think, university students, and they say to themselves, oh, what the fuck is this dude like fucking why is this dude like running? Some dude said, and the other one said, oh, you cannot even run for a fucking 1 tour of this track. And they laughed. It's actually pathetic. Like, can you imagine in a situation, let's say a person comes to you with a fucking knife and you cannot even run? It might happen. It might happen today. It might happen tomorrow. You don't know. And in that situation, would you be the person that died because didn't run? I wouldn't want to be that guy. Yeah. But yeah, these are too like specific, you might say. So let's get back to the mom and dad situation. I still see so many of my age group friends that their mom and dad dies, which I don't know why. Like, these are the things that the vaccine did, I would say. Like, I think the whole thing happened because of the vaccines, but I will not be talking about that today. Maybe another day. But when I see those people, some of them was ready for it. Some of these people did not just close everything, close Instagram Reels, or like, get my fucking computer, I need to live beside my mom needs this or that, or my dad needs this or that, I need to be I need to work, I need to get this money, blah blah blah. Some people never says that. It's actually crazy. Like, even if I think to myself, I still need to make a lot more money to be in that situation. I'm still not ready for that situation. And I'm talking about it because I want you to be. I want these people, I want you guys to be in that situation. But I still see so many person that struggles with it. Of course, maybe your family is in so good economical shape that you wouldn't even notice the economical difference that one of your parents died. It could be, it might be. But if you're not in that situation, you need to work a lot more harder. In today's world, in today's world, it's so easy to get hooked up on these social media, I don't know, Netflix, movies and series stuff. And it is also the easiest time to make money. I'm not talking about just online stuff. You don't need to go to the college. Not everyone needs to be a college graduate. Like that's the thing, you know. I probably, like, if you are at my age, you probably know this, but yeah. So, would you like blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, even though today's world is the easiest time to make money, especially online, but not just online, it will not be tomorrow. After 10 years, probably it will not be that much easier. You can see the economical degradation that we're seeing. Like the middle class going a lot more closer to the lower class, because the middle class doesn't want to fucking work. Middle class doesn't have that courage, doesn't want to take that risk that the higher class does. Everyone is complaining about that the rich is getting richer, but no one is fucking complaining that the lower and the middle class does not try harder to get rich. You think that every fucking rich person is getting richer by not fucking working? Maybe 10% of them are not working, but that much, like a lower class. Not working, like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours a day, that's enough. Nah, I will just rest my whole day. He's a fucking CEO of some company. You know, maybe just 10% of the fucking richest person in the world. The rich in the world, yeah, the richest. But that 90%, you need to be fucking sure these guys are optimizing their time so fucking well that you would be like, oh shit, yeah, I cannot take that stress. I cannot be working that time. I need to rest a little. Like what? The sun go down, I sleep, I rest. Like fucking some Indian dude. There's no resting in their lives. That's why they go up in the standings. That's why the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer, because the poor people still spends their money on nonsense stuff. Like especially in Turkey, we like to spend, love to spend, not like, we love to spend money. Just give us $1 million so we can spend on the fucking car, on the fucking house, and not do any investment on ourselves or any investment in fucking stocks, or I don't know, even if you don't know crypto, learn it. You have a fucking $1 million. But no, if you give it to a random middle class dude, a fucking $1 million, he would show off, and that $1 million will fucking fade away in a year, probably half a year. That's the reality. We like to spend. So that's why the banks in Turkey makes the most amount of money, I guess, in a year. Obviously because of the tax as well, but I mean, it's the reality of Turkey. We like to spend, we like to show off. Yeah, I have this, I have that, you know. But when you sit with a person from Turkey, they only talk about other stuff because that's what their life is all about. Let's say, like if I was in a date, I don't like dates, but yeah, if I was on a date with a girl, the most average one will be talking about the fucking Zendaya, I don't know, Dua Lipa, Ariana Grande. Bruv, in a day I don't want to learn these things. Talk about yourself. Oh, I am on my phone. Yeah, I can fucking see it. I can fucking see that you're on your phone all day. It's the same thing with men as well. Like, the most average man in Turkey still is like spends so much time on their phone that their whole life is other people's lives. They don't talk about themselves. They don't want to improve themselves. I talked about this earlier on, but that's a good time to talk it again. That's the people that don't want to see their problems. Like, let's say, people don't want to think about their problems or the thing that they cannot do, they wanted to do, blah, 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 blah. So that's why they go on these, I would not say social media, not just social media, but they just drug their mind. So they don't care about themselves so much so on that they don't even have a subject to talk about themselves when you sit down with them. They talk about their fucking anime, fucking Netflix show. Bruv, if I want to learn about them, I would be watching them, I would be learning, I would be searching. I don't want to learn about these stuff. What are you doing? How is your day going? Oh no, I'm on my phone. Yeah, I can fucking see it. I say this to some of my friends. I can fucking see that because you don't talk about anything else. Is there something wrong going on in your life? Oh no, I don't have it. No, you have something going wrong. Maybe not about your life, but about you, that you don't want to work on it. And that's why you just drug your mind, procrastinate all day. Not ideal, but that's what most people do. You don't choose your suffering. So the suffering chooses you. And if you are not prepared for what's to come in your life, you will be suffering, and you will be the person that go on in the internet and say, oh, life is hard. As a man or as a woman, life is so much hard. You don't know it. Life is supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be happy all the time. It cannot be happy all the time. Even if you got a new stuff, that happiness will last and gone. It will last maximum of 1 month and it will be gone. Happiness can't last. So you need to choose your suffering so on that you will be prepared for the things to come in your life that will be suddenly. You cannot, how can I say it? You cannot whine so much about your life just because you did not prepare for it. That's the whole thing. You cannot whine about it because you were not prepared for it. It's like an exam. The life, like so many people says, like, the real exam is life, buddy. Yeah, that's fucking true. You cannot be the person that cry because the exam was hard. But again, you did not work on it enough. And it will not be like those fucking university exams. You cannot take the exam again. That's life. So, you don't know what your exam is. You know what might happen. So be prepared for it. That's the whole thing. So you might say to me, okay, yeah. So what should I prepare for? Everything. Fucking everything. You need to be prepared if you believe in a religion. You need to be prepared for what will happen after you die. You need to pray. You need to go to the mosque or or in whatever religious thing that you need to do. You need to do those stuff in case you die. That's the preparation part. You don't know how long you're gonna live. It's the same thing for your parents and same thing for mother and father. You don't know how long they are going to live. So, what you must do is prepare yourself for any financial situation that might happen. Just think to yourself. You are probably in a college, right? You are maybe learning, let's say you are going to be not scientist, engineer. And you're going to find a job. Would that job be able to pay your whole house? Like whatever your mother is spending, maybe if your dad dies tomorrow? Probably not. You will not be able to spend a single dime on yourself if you try to do that. So, the university doesn't do shit then. You need to maybe work on that job for 10 years so that you get more than average income. But that income would not even be good enough for your house. Like, imagine how much money is being spent every single month from your father's, mother's accounts. That's the reality. And if you cannot be above that economical situation, I'm sorry, but you need to prepare for it. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I create these videos as well. I'm not creating it just so my English gets better. I'm creating these videos so I understand these situations better. As I said, I have fucking problems as well. My mind is fucking with me all the time as well. But I try to listen to my soul, and I always chose the thing that I will suffer the most. And let me tell you one more thing. Yeah, when I say I choose the things that I would suffer the most, but suffering the most does not always equal to the outcome. You need to understand this. Like, you can work for 10 hours a day for your exam, I don't know. But maybe if you work deeply for 2 or 3 hours in a maybe better source from internet or better source from your friend's, I don't know, notebook, maybe it would be a lot more better. The outcome would result in a better you, in a better knowledge or anything. So when I say I always look to the most suffering choice, I don't always mean that the least outcome. I always want the most, but the mind is going to fuck with me so much that I would rather choose the one that I will suffer the most. So I punish myself the next day. I like not going to the gym or not walking or not running a day would not hurt your gains or your improvement. Just one day, that's good. But the attitude of you thinking that it's okay not to run or not to go to the gym for a day, that attitude will hurt you. Like, if you don't have that guilt inside you and you feel that you deserve this, you deserve it. You did so much. You don't deserve shit until you get it. You don't deserve to fucking lay down. Do you have the body that you want? Do you have that fucking, I don't know, six pack, the greatest, I don't know, shoulder muscles? You don't. Oh, and you're still going to rest. That's not how you get that way, but one day is good enough. Oh, you're going to rest for another day. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then you see their attitude. You see the way they think. And that's how you also categorize people. Like, I worked on myself so much that I see how people think, and I know at what stage they are so easily. Like, I know how they think when they see me fucking running. Just right here. I've been running for, I don't know, 1 month. I'm trying to run every day. There will always be that situation that I will not be here, or I'll try to run somewhere else. There will be a situation that, I don't know, I'm sick. Even though I will try to run, I think I did not run for 2 days, or maximum of 3. And that will not hurt my gains. That will not hurt my performance in any way. But even though those days, I did go to the gym. I never rested a day. And even though I know that maybe resting is good, I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with the thinking that not going to the gym and not running every day is good for my development. It's just me. You can be the Mike, what was it, Mike Meltzner? That, like, I created this, blah, 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 blah. You can be that guy. Maybe that suits you better. Maybe that will suit me better as well. But my mind is not in that stage. My mind is in a stage that, actually, I won't want to say my mind. My mind hates going to the gym. My mind hates when I run. Like, sometimes my calves or my shins mostly hurt so much. Even my meniscus hurts so hard that I could not even walk when I wake up. But I still need to fucking run that day. And my mind will be saying to me like, hey, you're such a fucking asshole that you're still thinking that you can run. And I'm sorry. And I will be running that day. So yeah, the chosen suffering in the end will be the thing that will improve you the most. Since the unchosen ones will come to your life. And the best way to get prepared for it is to choose your suffering. Even though maybe it would not be the same thing, like running will not be equal to an economical situation that will happen in the future, but I will have the courage, I will have the discipline to work on the problem more than if I didn't run. That's the whole part. If I didn't run in that discipline, I will not have that discipline for another stuff that is probably harder than fucking running every day. So if you don't, let's say, tidy up your room good enough, like just half-ass it, who cares? And you start doing everything you do half-ass everything, then you will never know your limits, your potential. And when that unchosen suffering, that sudden thing will happen in your life, you'll be the kind of person that will quit and fucking hate on life and fucking be on social media 24/7, I guarantee you. So, to be that person, you need to work a lot more harder on it and choose to suffer. Listen to your soul. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys liked it. That's the episode 7. I don't know about the title, but it will probably be going around the chosen and unchosen suffering. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode, in which will be with my good old friend Oz in the next episode. So yeah, see you guys in the next one.